Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you all doing? All two of you, according to the readout. It's one of those days. It's one of those Mondays. Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. I say that. Can't tell if my face is swollen from allergies or if I missed a patch of my freaking facial hair. I see something right here out of the corner of my eye. It's weird. Greetings, Tev. Hello, AmLab. How are you all doing? Hope that you're okay. Today we are going to be playing a little bit of Diablo 3 because I played through Diablo 3 whenever it first came out, but I never actually got around to playing through the DLC. So I want to after playing Diablo 4, I'm like, man, I want to play the DLC. I want to get that done. Find out what it's all about. Oh, scusa. Ay, ay, ay. How is everyone doing, hey? I mean, I know that you're all probably doing reasonably all right. Okay, so first things first, got to make a character. I've got 3 characters here. My initial one that I played through to the end of the main game. Then I had a couple others that I did. But let's having a sad because my Final Fantasy XIV is in the middle of 24-hour maintenance. Well, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Okay, let's make a new character, shall we? What do we have here? I did a wizard. I tried the witch doctor. There's a monk. Looks like Grom. There's a demon hunter. I did try a crusader. There's also a barbarian. What should I play as? Move this coffee over here so it's an easier spot to reach. I'm kind of partial to doing a necromancer. Looks like straight up Arthas out of Warcraft 3. Where's the female? At least the female necromancer really isn't all that different clothing-wise from the male version. Some of these designs are pretty cool. Yeah, well, I mean, I would hope so. This thing was a big deal whenever they released it. Let's play a male necromancer, shall we? Wait, purchase? Oh my god, Jesus. Okay, never mind. Never fucking mind. I forgot how their games work. I can name that, I can name that, I can name that. This is the one that I have to purchase. Man. We're off to a bad start already. Okay, so I've played the wizard. I've done the witch doctor for a brief bit. I've never done a monk. This is interesting. I've never done a monk. I've never done a monk, a demon hunter, or a barbarian. Should I just do a what is the... Ah, there's the major difference. She's wearing a battle bikini, where he's kind of wearing a battle bikini, but not exactly. Let's do a monk. I've never done a monk before. What is... Huh. I like this guy. He's bald. This works out well. Speedy McPuncherson. Oh, it won't let me randomize the name. That's unexpected. Should we name him? McPunch? Should this be the name of our monk? McPunch? McPunch works. Yeah, I say that works. Okay. Go ahead and create the hero. Oh, wow! I hit start and all of a sudden I'm basically naked. Slab meat fist. Unfortunately, they don't let you put spaces in your name. Okay, so we'll hit start game. Kind of got the feeling they didn't know what a female monk would actually look like, as the stereotypical equivalent to a female monk would be a nun. Maybe. I've got no legitimate clue. Hello, John Nee.
Ooh
Whoa.
la la.
Hey, Cooler, thank you so much for the subscription there. 64 months? That's the same number as a Nintendo console. Hello, William. My favorite alcoholic drink is spiced mead. Also, the English word for fart is the Danish word for speed. Really? Holy freaking moly. That's strange. That's very strange. Man, 64 months is a long time. It's like more than 5 years. Monk in Diablo is very inspired by Shaolin aesthetically, so a female monk would just wear the same robes, except Diablo monk starts shirtless. Aw, that's a shame. I would like to see a shirtless female monk as well. I'm not a pervert, I swear. God. Hello, Darking. How you doing? Okay, so we've got a brand new titties out. Yeah. Monk out with your titties out. That's the rule. That's how we're doing this. I mean, God knows that I would do it. Infart is the entrance to places, while but fart is actually an exit and not something needing new underwear. Sounds like it would be uncomfy from all the running around. Listen, it's not about the comfort level, it's about the enjoyment of the gamer. And obviously, all gamers have penises, which very much enjoy boobies. And that's the way that it's supposed to work, right? God, I can't. Oh my god. Okay. Are you guys ready for a cinematic? I'm ready for a cinematic. Let's watch the introduction to the game. Let's start a brand new character, a monk, McPunch. Act 1.
The gods are in all things, and everywhere I see signs of change. The wind bears an unnatural chill, and my people grow uneasy. Now, fire burns the sky and scorches the vault of the heavens. I must carry out the will of the patriarchs. When they need to see, I am their eyes. Where they wish to strike, I am their fist. When they would ignite the light of truth, I am their torch. They have sent me to where the heavenly fire has fallen. My mind is clear. I will rid Tristram of the shambling corpses that have risen in the fire's wake.
Okay. Cool. I think I've arrived.
I smell fear and death. The fallen star is near.
What do we have here? Welcome to New Tristram. Oh boy. Oh, there's a dead body. We were off to a great start. Oh my god, look at me. I'm amazing already. There's electricity in my fists. What does this do? Ooh. One Punch Man. Wah! This doesn't look like miniature World of Warcraft at all.
The fallen star has upset the balance of this land. I seek it.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
They keep coming.
Oh, don't worry, these don't have any legs.
My understanding...
I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
Oh, what a fantastic name. You've unlocked a skill category. Okay. Secondary skill. Primary skill. Okay. Unleash the deadly roundhouse kick. Oh my god. I can be Chuck Norris. I can roundhouse kick a cows and the butter will come right out of it. Unleash a deadly roundhouse kick that is effective against small groups of enemies. I forgot how absolutely different. The art style was in Diablo 3. Like they were 2013, they were riding high on World of Warcraft still.
Burn those corpses before they rise again.
Okay. So really quickly here, options, vertical sync, reflections, max foreground. Man, it's crazy. Whenever I first fired this thing up the other day for the first time in I don't know how long, I had to like come in here and turn all of the graphics settings up because I remember this being like not necessarily a bear of a game, but it was brand new, so I had to be careful about how much quality I put into it. And now I can't believe how muddy this game looks compared to like what Diablo IV looks like. Account, social chat, gameplay, HUD. I thought for certain that they would have something in here for like. I'm looking for subtitles. I'm not seeing any. Here we go. Cinematic subtitles. Whoops. I don't think I hit apply. Okay. There we go. Not gonna lie, I don't mind the Warcraft style. It's nicely stylized. I mean, you can't blame Blizzard for sticking with the Warcraft style because it's so clean.
The dead have been a bane on our existence since that cursed fire fell. We have to burn them, just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
I came here to study the fall of Old Tristram. This is closer to the town's history than I want to be.
By the grace of the ancients, may your soul be warmed and brought to glory in righteousness.
Okay, so he'll heal me.
Found some interesting things on my latest dig. You should take a look.
Holy moly, they started me out with a bunch of freaking money. This is your gold. Don't spend it all in one place. Holy crap. Oh, redeeming a show mug. Hello, Eli. Well, you want to see my mug? Here it is, my beautiful mug. The Mad Lad has a pumpkin mug. Yes, I do. Like this was at the grocery store whenever I this was at the grocery store during October, and I was like, you know what? I can't overlook that because I love mugs that actually have a weird ass shape to them. Oh man. I started emulating Skyward Sword for the Wii on my phone, and I've been playing it with the PS4 controller with custom button mapping. That is insane, Big Bad Knight. How many dollar bills did Will get for the strip show? I mean, you know, my coin pouch is jingle jangle right now. That's what's happening, Eli. Don't worry about it. Turn on the ray tracing. Oh, God. Yes. RTX on. RTX on.
I promised Marco I'd protect him, and now he's dead.
Ooh, hey. Artisan. New Tristram.
Nothing ever seems to change in New Tristram, does it?
What do you mean?
There's always some threat of the risen dead or foul evil descending on the town, isn't there?
I like how they highlight the fact that there are people to talk to.
You dare lift a finger to help our mayor fix his wagon. My brother died defending this town, while that bloated coward tried to run away.
Really?
The dead, rising from their graves. This must be the end of the world.
I mean, it could be a new beginning. Have you ever played a zombie apocalypse game? Totally new social structures rise on the ashes of the old system.
Some heroes are fighting each other in an area near here. Wanna go? Oh, and you didn't hear about it from me.
I see. Okay. So, PvP. The guy's like, for you it's the apocalypse. For me, it's a Tuesday. Oh ho, Eli, what are you doing bringing up the gift list? The throne gift list. Oh, here's an interesting story. I took a couple of pictures.
Clear the way. I wish to pass.
How dare you speak to me like that? I am the mayor of this town.
Please, move your cart.
Are you mad? This town is doomed. Anyone with a grain of sense should be trying to get out. Will you help me or not?
No, you are beyond saving, coward.
Book of Cain. You do not have any unidentified items. Oh yeah, the unidentified item system. I'm kind of happy to see that gone at this point. Emulation is getting pretty cool for phones. They're working on a Switch emulator for phones, and they got it working okay with stuff like Mario, Hat Beyond Time Game, I think. Can't wait to see when they fully finish the emulator. Man. Okay, so, let's go ahead and hop in, and let's talk with Leah. Or should I say Jennifer Hale. Just two families.
Tristram used to be such a wonderful place to live. My family has been here since the town grew out of the ruins of old Tristram. But now, it's horrible. The loved ones we've buried and grieved over now threaten our lives.
Phones are so amazing. I'll never forget when, pics you say, of the kind that I like to edit on thumbnails. You might be onto something, Eli. what was it? Like, I'll never forget when somebody went and, I'll never forget when somebody made the point of, like, I cannot believe that this game will run on my phone when it used to only run on the most advanced, like, consoles back in the day. And it was a picture of when they released Grand Theft Auto 3 to mobile phones. Like, that was just a mind-blowing moment for me. Like, and I totally understood it, so.
Have you come to help us? The other adventurers who came through here didn't look so deadly.
I don't care what anyone says. That thing that fell from the sky was no rock. A rock doesn't cause the dead to leave their graves.
Welcome to the Slaughtered Calf Inn. Bring me whatever treasures you have no use for. I'll give you a bit of coin to save up for your casket.
Leah has a room in the back of the inn. Let's read her journal.
We've been under siege for 6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
Alright.
Are you Leah? Rumford said you survived the fallen star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
This is killing business.
I don't care what anyone says.
Oh. No commentary on what just happened?
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
I will send them back to their graves. I will save your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
Jar Jar Binks' voice. You guys bombarded. God.
16 militiamen went out. Only Rumford came back. How could that help us?
We never should have built on this cursed ground. Maybe Cain was right. Even in death, Diablo torments us.
That is true. Diablo was never truly defeated in the first game, and in the second game he was, quote-unquote, defeated.
I came here to study the fall of Old Tristram.
Okay, well, no new flavor text.
I will help you fight the risen dead.
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
That will not be my fate.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
I, Deckard Cain, have spent many years traveling and writing about the strange creatures in our world. But the sight of the wretched mothers still haunts me. They are the remnants of Queen Asilla's slaughtered handmaidens who were twisted by foul magic. Now they feast upon cadavers and regurgitate them as newly formed, risen dead. I will never forget the first time I saw these horrors shambling out of the misty woods. Our loved ones, buried long ago, rose from their graves and began to attack the living. However, the risen dead were only the beginning.
Is your character Irish or Russian? Good question. His name, McPunch, would indicate that he's Scottish. His accent indicates that the voice directors didn't know exactly what they wanted him to sound like. Oh, look at the musty cellar. That's right. Fist weapons is what I'm going to be playing with here. Destroy the barrels. And in here, just a bit of gold. I mean, I like how I can still destroy stuff in the environment, despite the fact that it basically doesn't drop anything. The ragdoll effects on the enemies. Fuck your table. Someone put Diablo in a smoothie and drank his power. Oh my god. Okay, kill the wretched mothers killed, kill the witched queen in the old ruins. We'll completely explore this area before we move on. I mean, this is the way that the old games worked. It was, you know, like, okay, like, the town is, like, the only stable location, and then everything else around it is randomly generated. Your melon's gone bad, bro. Should have harvested way sooner. Ooh, look, a little donger over here for me to look into. The God of War game be looking kind of different. I know. I never realized, like, it's so funny to go back and play this game and look at it and be like, oh my god, he looks like Kratos. Ooh. Is that a pig or a human that they're... I can't tell.
In the eastern kingdom of Kyrgyzstan, I heard rumors of Zakharum warriors called Crusaders. While the natives were most reticent, I was able to deduce that this order was founded 200 years ago, just as Rakis took his army of paladins west. But these Crusaders went east on a very different mission.
Did you just rubber band? Yeah, I think I rubber banded, and I think it's the fact that this game is indeed online. You can't access, like, your characters are held on one of Blizzard's servers, like, you have a limited number of character slots on that server. You know, this game represents the start of that whole process of, like, you must play our single-player game online.
Those wretched creatures are no more. The town should be safe for now.
You guys angry? Oh, the scare... I didn't know that the scarecrow worked on the dead, too. We have an old cellar. Dank! Oh, it's dank in here.
Did those creatures steal the treasure?
Dear reader, I am Abd al-Hazir, adventurer, scholar, and researcher. I share my knowledge of this incredible world and its creatures through my insightful missives, often at grave risk to myself. Why, I was recently in Kanduras, where my tents were ransacked by vicious quill fiends. I was able to beat them off with a shoe, but a less bold man would have fared far worse.
Yeah, a less bold man would have used a stick. Right, mark squats complete. A central zone definitely needs to feel comfortable, but not so comfortable that you never feel the need to leave. You gotta have a town I really like as the main hub. I feel like it's not one of the most important things for games, but it's very difficult. I mean, I am like I put up a video about like Diablo IV, right? And you got to take Diablo IV for what it is, which is basically an evolution of this always online experience. So,
the ruins of Old Tristram. The shadow of Diablo still hangs over this place.
Go. That's locked. So at least I've gotten out to the waypoint. I really like the way that they've designed Diablo IV because even if the world is static, which I don't think that there's a problem with a static world. In fact, I'd argue that a static world is a better option. Like, oh, Griswold's fine weapons. Man. The blacksmith who you sold absolutely fucking everything to in the first game. But like, you know, I put up a video about the, I put up a video about Diablo IV, and having the open world and the ability to, tell me if the game is fighting my voice as well. Having the open world and everything in Diablo IV goes so far in making the game more interesting. Because it allows for there to be multiple settlements in the game, you know? It's no longer like, oh, I have to stick to just one single location, you know? Was this area significant in earlier games? So, this area that I'm in right now is basically all that existed for a town in, the first Diablo game that was released in 1996, and it was made for DOS. My god, it was so old. Basically, there were 3 classes that you could play as in the original Diablo. The Warrior, the Sorcerer, and the Rogue. Okay? That was it. That was all that you could do. And, like, you show up and there's almost no setup, but it's a tiny town, right at the crossroads here. I'll go back and grab that book in a moment. So this used to be the inn, and like there was a guy standing out front who gives you like the setup if you want to talk to him and learn about it. And then over here, this was the blacksmith where Griswold was, and he was the only vendor in the game. He was the one and only vendor in the game. Who would like buy all of your equipment off of you. And then there were a couple of other spots, but I'll never forget Deckard Cain stood right in the middle of the town here, and you would talk to him and get your stuff identified and everything, because you know unidentified items was a major thing, and you would go up here between the two, and specifically. Just past this gate is the old Tristram Monastery that was desecrated, and like you go down into the monastery and that's where the randomly spawned dungeon levels were. And the dungeon just kept going lower and lower and lower, and that's all that it was. There was no outside world to explore. It was on the surface around the town, and then it was down into the monastery. And as you got further down into the monastery, new like little landmarks would pop up around the town that would fast travel you back further down into the depths. Eventually, you get so far down that you basically go into like hell itself, and like the cracks of hell start to like they show up in the town at some point. So Professor Griswold wasn't an original name. I guess not. Alright, Lost Journal.
I had heard the rumors, but I thought them just fancies of bored women. Until I saw them dragging people through the streets today. Our own citizens. Has the world gone mad?
Okay, new skill. Blinding Flash. Cooldown 15 seconds. Blinds all nearby enemies for 3 seconds. Can I do anything new to this? Strike multiple enemies in a row with each attack. Every third hit has a chance to knock enemies up in the air. Teleport to your target and attack with a series of rapid punches. Okay, cool. Let's finish clearing this place out. I mean, I've spent a decent amount of time. I spent a decent amount of time playing the original Diablo game. And like it got super successful for a good reason. It is horribly dated by modern standards, but the whole concept of like this top-down like isometric view where you kill 1 million people and you get random loot, basically Diablo was the forebearer. It created the entire concept of the quote-unquote ARPG or hack and slash genre. I don't even know what you would call this anymore, this style of game. Let's go to Old Tristram here.
For a long time, Uncle Deckard avoided coming back to this place. There were a lot of ghosts here for him. This is where Diablo drove old King Leoric mad and terrorized the people. I don't know what really happened here, but whatever it was horrible. Nearly everyone who survived went mad.
Guess Deckard Cairn is one of the exceptions to the rule. Like Diamond City almost does it for me, but it gets really boring after a while because it's like a hub surrounded by little quests. I guess by then, once you're done, it feels like a stagnant place surrounded by only useful parts of a town to you. Isometric RPG? Oh. Oh wait, is that a question, or is that an offering of what you might call it? Because isometric RPG might work, except that also applies to games like Pillars of Eternity, you know, or Divinity: Original Sin. Even though we don't really make isometric games anymore. If you don't know what isometric means, it's like a 3/4 view. You know how I think that's what they call it? You think that's what they call it? Okay. So finally figured out why I don't love Fallout 4. They focus on mechanics and not people, morality, fun, and goofiness, and likable characters you can go through the game. Go to throughout the game. Always felt it never clicked the exact reason I felt that way. Always felt it, but never clicked the exact reason I felt that way. I'm uncertain what to say to you about all of that. All right. Let's continue our adventure, shall we? God, it's been so long since I played this game.
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him.
Quest complete. Reptilian Cloth Pants of Slaughter. The name of some of the things I get here. What do you what type of a weapon is that? The Reptilian Cloth Pants of Slaughter.
I've got some brand new goods you might be interested in.
Whoopsie.
I will not do that.
I mean...
And it is written, a fire will carve a furrow in the sky, and this shall be a sign unto you that the end is come.
And yet the mechanics of Fallout 3 and New Vegas allowed you to use grenades with VATS. Yeah, and like, you know, you're touching on some stuff that I got into the deep on with my you're touching on some stuff that I got into the deep with whenever I play I've done quite a bit of writing in regards to Fallout.
It's a shame that bard got himself eaten. I could do with some music right now.
The gates might fall at any second, and you want a pretty song?
Can you think of a better time?
I've done a lot of writing for Fallout 4, and none of it has seen the light of day yet, but there are a lot of mechanical breakdowns for Fallout 4, so... Somebody pointed out that the faction choices are side with the slavers, side with the people who hate the slaves and anybody else who isn't human, side with the people who want to free the slaves, or side with the people who don't really care about anything. Yeah, it's kind of shallow and uninteresting, isn't it? I've only played like an hour of Diablo, but I imagine the town and people are really important and people like them, which is huge. And why you so vividly can remember everything going on through the destroyed town a bit ago. I mean, confirmed by Google, Diablo is an isometric style game. I mean, there's all sorts of ways to, like... Diablo is not... Google is not, like, the be-all, end-all source of information. I guess the way to put it is what I need... What I'm trying to say. I am not good with words today. That's what I'm saying. I'm not good with words today. Okay. Diablo is a game... How you categorize or qualify Diablo is, like, really weird because there are other games like Diablo out there. And I guess isometric style game makes sense, but then again, if you say isometric style and you specifically are referring to the process of like running around hacking and slashing and getting all of this loot, well, great, but there are other games that are also isometric style. Like trying to come up with the descriptors for games is more difficult today than it was in the past because there's less barrier between gameplay styles than there were in the past. Gameplay styles specifically spawned out of hardware limitations of the way that of what the game could actually be. Hence the reason why turn-based was so important way back in the early days of video game development. And if you wanted to make an action-driven game, you had to be very focused on how much action was on the screen. You had to limit the amount of action on the screen, and you had to make it really, really good action too. So you weren't getting into these massive brawls, you know? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Let's just play the game.
Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there. It doesn't feel right being in Uncle Deckard's room when he's not here.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after my safety, but I believe information vital to defeating the last lords of the burning hells can be found here.
As sad as it is for the girl, for all of us, Leah must accept that the old man is dead. No one's surviving what's out there.
As the shepherd watches over his flock, so shall I care for those who seek to protect us.
All right. Rid of the old ruins.
Here, let me open the gate.
I thought you said that you didn't have the key. What the fuck?
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What happened to your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
So Adriana was the witch who lived in this hut on the east side of town. She was a vendor. You couldn't sell anything to her, but you could. No, she was a vendor. You could get special magical items from her. Oh, hello, Ace. How are you doing?
A hidden cellar. Follow me.
I don't remember a hidden cellar being part of a freaking house.
Your mother's secrets are here.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it.
Yeah, she was a witch. You talked to her and she said...
Dalton.
Yeah, she was a witch. Every single time you talked to her, she would say, I sense a soul in search of answers. How go things? Well, I'll tell you how things go. It's warm out, and I'm wearing less than I'm used to now.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will find your uncle. Stay here and find out what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
Okay then. I know who Aiden was. I never realized that that character had a name. This is where Diablo first corrupted my virgin taint. Adriana's death.
How did your mother die?
Well, details are hazy, but I know that Adria was obsessed with chasing the arcane. She knew she could never raise a child. Uncle Deckard believes that the madness and horror of her life finally caught up with her.
Is the game too loud on, like, the action side, or is it just me? Like, can you guys actually hear over me? Hear me over the action and the adventure? And the undead slaughter, as it were? Because I do want to make certain that you guys can hear me. You're not here to watch the game. I know that you guys are actually here for my pretty face. My pretty, beautiful face. How about now? Is it better? I feel like I could turn it down a little bit more. Just for my own sanity.
Be at peace.
Knock knock, who's there? Monica? Monica who? Monica who? Monica. That's a little bit too dad jokey even for me. Aha, okay, so here we finally found our way to the,
Tristram Cathedral. The star fell here.
I feel kind of disappointed that they didn't play the big flashy introduction that I remember they introduced the game with. This is actually something that I remember about Blizzard games, which is odd. Like, they'll make this incredibly detailed, super flashy video that's supposed to be the introduction of the game, and they'll use that for, like, the announcement trailer, and then they won't actually play it at the start of the actual game. It's freaking weird. It's so good coming from these stupid, goofy 3D dogs. God. Okay, well, we have to get into the cathedral one way or another. The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
The star fell here.
So here we are. We're down into the cathedral. This is where the entirety of the first game took place. Oh, that would have been freaking nice for me to use whenever I, Oh, look at that. Trash quality pants that are better than what I'm wearing. Oh, God, he's full of leeches.
The grotesques may seem slow and senseless, but they hide many dangers within their hideously malformed bodies. A set of spikes lurks beneath the monster's flesh, and foul parasites nest within them. It is said that these horrors themselves are constructed by a greater evil, a darkness that I cannot even fathom. Some foul new disease has taken hold in this land, and the carrion bats are near the heart of it. Since returning to Tristram, I have seen their numbers surge. The evil forces that linger here give them strength, and I fear that the worst is yet to come.
McPunch looks more like a hardcore Aang if he wasn't frozen in ice. I don't even know what that means. So how was the weekend for you guys, eh? I hope it was decently okay. reasonably engaging and fun. Most importantly, I hope that it was fun. Personally, I had a good time, but man, I lost my Sunday evening. A very, very unfortunate turn of events for me. I had something called taxes to do. It wasn't fun. I mean, thank God that it's done and out of the way now, but your weekend was very busy. Your weekend was very busy. I hope that you were busy for good reason. Because we can always end up having busy weekends for, like, bad reasons, right? Taxes in April? Well, the tax deadline is, like, April 15th or something.
Please kill me. I don't want to change.
Well, that went well. You move faster, unleash terrible blasts upon your enemies. Health and power globes will magnify the intensity of this effect and extend the duration by... Oh, what do you know? Okay then. Let's make use of this before it's gone. You did yours in February? I've been needing to do mine for a bit now. And, I've just been lazy about it. Usually I'm better about getting onto my taxes, mostly because I know that the earlier you file, the faster that all the documents get sorted out for you.
That will die.
Yes.
My name is Lachdanan, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
This game is reminding you of 2006? This game came out like 7 years after 2006. – 2013. I mean, when is the tax deadline over in the UK anyway? Booyah, bichachos. Mid-March, I think. Really? I mean, I don't even know how taxes work over in the UK, mostly because America is kind of unique in the fact that you have to do all of your taxes manually on your own, no matter what your job is. That's a well-documented oddity about the way that things operate in America. Not that there isn't an entire apparatus and industry built up around the reason for why, but I won't get into that. Hello, Cortex. I saw a mug the other day, and it was a Buzz Lightyear, but it was like happy, chubby Buzz, and it just thought, man, if I was a kid, that mug would be creepy as fuck. I shall return later. Storm is coming, and I need to get the generator out of the splash zone. Best of luck and survive. May you weather the storm safely. Finally found boots. It's like I've been playing for how long now, and I finally found a pair of boots.
Foul minions, stay back! Back! May this wedge hold. The Skeleton King?
The power of the fallen star awakened me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones!
Beauty. I'm certain the old man will be fine.
Hey, I will save you!
Help! Help!
My understanding grows.
It's a lot of, like, restorative parts in the game that I don't need. Aha! Finally, another pair of magic pants. Everybody knows that the most important part of my wardrobe is my magical pants. Buzz's whole face was just like an uncanny valley feeling. No Twitch integrated 7 days today? No. I think I'm gonna do Twitch integrated 7 days only whenever I'm with the stream team, or as it is called in this. The Scream, as it is called on the game file, the Scream team. Let's just double check that I'm not missing anything around here. I always check the bookshelf and there's never anything on it. What type of character are you playing? I am playing a monk.
Oh, thank you. But why did you risk yourself for me?
It was not your time, old man. Come. Leah is waiting for you.
Oh, it is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst. I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found.
Ooh.
We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me to Tristram.
Magic pants make the pee-pee do magic dance? Yes, exactly. You understand. And that's the exact reason why I've received so many magic pants over the years. I've purchased many for myself, and people have given them to me as a gift. Specifically, to see the magic pee-pee dance. Oh, God. Old guy sounds familiar. Yeah, I swear it wasn't everything whenever I was a kid. I think they've managed to get the same guy voicing Deckard Cairn from the very beginning. Alright, let's return to Tristram.
I have kept my word and rescued Leah's uncle, Deckard Cain. I saved him from a creature called the Skeleton King, who now bars my way to the fallen star.
When Leah told us the dead were pouring out of the cathedral, we quickly went to put an end to it. At first, it seemed we were succeeding, but they just kept coming. We were overcome. Captain Dalton and the men fought valiantly. They protected me. I am no soldier. I was a farmer. I should not have been out there with them. I do not know how I made it back here. None of the others did. And now, somehow, I'm supposed to lead the militia. I volunteered to help because it seemed the right thing to do. But I'm no leader of men.
You have been called. You must answer.
That's a simple thing for you to say. You were born to fight monsters like the risen dead. Me? I'm just a farmer.
Alrighty.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
Time runs short. Tell me what you know of the fallen star.
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
See? Life with Cain.
I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
What does your uncle seek?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
What are you doing redeeming so many squats for me? My butt can't hold anymore. I feel like so much stuff of ye old times of a couple years ago in Gen Z would say had voices like so many of these, like this, so much of the time in the aughts with the voice acting. Oh no, not more squats.
What did you learn about your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
Yes, the Soul War.
After King Leoric went mad, no one lived in these parts for a long time. Then adventurers were lured here by tales of riches to be found inside the old cathedral. New Tristram started when some traveling merchants decided to set down here to sell to the adventurers. It grew quickly. Lots of good farming in these parts. Well, before all of this started.
Can't imagine why. It's not like there's a bunch of dead people that rotted into the ground.
From the east shall come a monarch whose rule begins in blood and ends in bone. In the light of a comet will he die a third and final death at the hands of true men.
I've
More
dug up some
prophecies.
new things for you to take a look at.
Ooh. Reptilian leather gloves of thorns. I remember only playing this game once, and I think I played a witch doctor. That's a class in this, right? Yes, yes it is. I don't remember what classes were initially in this game, you know? Like, because it's like, okay, well, these are the classes that you can play that are in the base game, and then there was the expansion, which added probably 1, maybe 2 classes, and then they decided, they decided to sell the Necromancer class as something entirely separate. So, a little bit disgusted whenever I just discovered that, or more appropriately, was reminded. God.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
Nonetheless, the Skeleton King bars my path to the fallen star.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts.
Cool.
Leah, you should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The Zakarum tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodric scroll spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies, the prophecy of the end days, says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
Yep, one of my favorite classes. Mick Punch! Can't go horny bonking everyone, Will. Well, I mean, you can horny bonk me as long as you do it nicely and in the right place. This is a big issue, but what about my goals? God. Who are you?
I am the last of the Herodrim. I couldn't always claim this. In fact, if I had turned to the Herodric teachings sooner, Diablo could have been stopped before his reign of terror began.
You cannot believe this.
When the first signs appeared, I did nothing. I had shrugged the old tales off like they were so much fantasy. And Tristram, no, the world, has paid dearly for my arrogance. I have tried to make up for my failings. Leah and I have spent her lifetime scouring the world, collecting pieces of the prophecy of the end days. If I can decipher it, we will have the key to defeating the lords of hell.
Your adopted niece?
You draw great strength from your love for Leah.
I do not know what my life would have been like had I not raised her. Oh, it must have been difficult for Leah, following an old man on a mad search for the secrets to defeating the lords of the burning hells. But though she has seen her share of mysterious things, she is still unsure of my quest. I can understand. She has never seen anything like Diablo and his brothers.
Prophecy of the End Days.
The prophecy of the end days is contained within the Herodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Jared Kane. It is a warning to those who could interpret it regarding Hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout history, in many different lands. All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the Lords of Hell.
Mad King Leoric.
Diablo caused Leoric's madness?
Leoric resisted Diablo's attempts to possess him, but the effort left him weak and confused. When his son Albrecht was kidnapped to be a vessel for Diablo, it destroyed any sanity Leoric had left.
What did Leoric do after he became the Skeleton King?
He commanded an army of the dead deep within the cathedral, finally serving the Lord of Terror he had resisted while alive. Many adventurers tried and failed to slay the Skeleton King. It was left to Leoric's eldest son, Aiden, to finally kill the monster his father had become.
Really? Huh. Didn't know that Aiden was a son of the king. All sorts of details that I just didn't catch on to.
You're the one who saved Cain. You must help us survive the Skeleton King, too.
May the gods who abandoned us come to your aid.
Every scholar of demonic lore has heard of Deckard Cain. Thanks to you, I got to see him in the flesh.
Leah and Cain.
What do you know of the girl Leah and her uncle?
Not too much, I'm afraid. They came here almost a year ago. She split her time between looking after him and helping out the town. He spent his days in the old cathedral, looking for old texts from what I hear. They were inside when that thing hit. She's lucky to be alive.
Must have been hard for Leah, following me on an epic quest to kill Satan, instead of, I don't know, being a Power Ranger or something. Skeleton King sounds like a real lord of boning. Yeah, he's got one hell of a boning knife. So, chat. Hey, chat. Oh, all right. Let's continue our. Ooh, hey, you know what? Maybe the guy who's in the Nope. Okay, nothing.
You know what would take everyone's mind off their troubles? One of Theodos's great comedies.
I've seen one of them. Two men dressed as women screeching at each other and tearing their bodices. Huh, that'd cheer me right up.
Glad to hear it. Rehearsals in 3 hours.
God.
Will Leoric's spirit never rest? Why was he cursed so?
Did you know that King Leoric had his own wife executed? Terrible, terrible things happened when he went mad.
Cleared out the old town and rescued Deckard Cain? I'm never betting against you again.
See, the problem is, they never should have named this place New Tristram. We wouldn't be getting attacked all the time if we were called, I don't know, New Wellington, would we?
Uncle Deckard is home, rescued from the clutches of the Skeleton King. I'm so glad. But the Skeleton King, I thought he was a folktale. The idea of Mad King Leoric returning to torture this place. Hasn't Tristram suffered enough?
Okay, I got Leah's Journal Part 1 and Leah's Journal Part 3. I'm missing Part 2. RuPaul's Diablo race. Yes, exactly. That old man's voice reminds me of one of the scientists from Big Mountain. Does it?
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love. Don't touch anything unless you're buying it. I like to keep my inventory clean.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
What? She was out defending the gates this morning. What is driving that woman?
An unknown and questionable power. Who are you? Who are you, Miriam?
Geldo, how sweet of you to ask. My people, the Vetchin, are nomads, always traveling, looking for the land we might settle. All of us have the sight, but few have it as strong as myself. You know, men have always pursued me for my visions. Well, for things other than my visions. But everyone wants to know what the future holds.
The future is known by the gods.
So serious. Just because you're fated to save the world doesn't mean you shouldn't have a good time.
The nature of the world.
The world is constantly renewing itself, eternally playing out the same events over and over again. We can merely play our parts.
Must you always speak in riddles?
I speak clearly. Do not blame me for the state of your mind.
Oh, this is where they had the, Of course they put cosmetics into everything. Man.
Did you hear? Old Rumford has us down to half rations. How are we supposed to fight if we're starving?
The rest of the town is down to quarter, including my wife. But you can quit if you want.
You think you're some type of hero, here to save us all? The dead will feast on your bones as easily as they will ours.
Whatever you say there, pal. Covetous Shen. Tell me about yourself.
Ah, very interesting topic. I sell jewels.
The gods smile upon those who do their work well.
Gods? Which gods?
I am a monk of Ivgarod. My gods are the 1,001.
You have 1,001 gods? My goodness, that must get complicated. In Xiangside, we have only 59. And you can't cross the street without praising one god and begging forgiveness from another.
Oh, God. Man. The Restless Dead.
You are very brave to venture outside the town gates. I hear there are all sorts of dangerous things crawling around out there.
The risen dead are an abomination to the gods. I must lay them to rest.
Oh, that's terrible. I only meant the rats and snakes.
God. This guy. Deckard Cairn?
I do like this Deckard Cain fellow. It's rare that I can find someone I have so much in common with.
You seem quite different.
We both had rather interesting experiences with the Zakharum priestesses in our youth, so...
Oh, my word. Jewels? And please, not the ones below your belt.
You know, there's nothing in the world quite so perfect as jewels. They have color, size, shape, transparency.
You love jewels more than some men love their wives.
Oh, it might be that I have loved their wives more than they.
What a character. Tristram Ferry?
Sorry, the ferry to Wortham isn't running. Can't take anyone anywhere with all that's happening around here. It's not safe.
Shen is giving me big cabbage merchant vibes. God.
Blacksmith, Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
It is regrettable, but it must be done. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me.
Look, I'm happy to sell to you, but you got to promise not to tell anyone where you got these goods from, okay?
This gate is locked by order of the captain. You can't go out there. The Hollow is swarming with horrors. If we were to open these gates, they'd overwhelm the town in minutes.
You're just not fun. You don't know what it's like to have a good time on a Saturday night.
My friends, I'm sorry.
This must be done.
Mira, my love, forgive me.
Hedrig! Help me!
Hey, she loot exploded pretty good. Congratulations. Your wife was carrying an incredible weapon in her.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
As it happens, I am looking for King Leoric's crown. Perhaps you know of it.
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Nothing like being thanked for helping someone murder their own kin. The emotional detachment in this game is significant. Right, so the guys who were insistent that the that thing that we had to stay sealed, it's no longer a problem. Where was she hiding it? That's a good question. I'll never forget playing Metal Gear Solid and Meryl saying, huh, women have more hiding places than men.
The storm breaks! Feel the wrath of Ytar! The blacksmith's apprentice is dead. I should tell Hedrig when next we meet.
What I have, monster kills grant +4 experience versus what I have now, which is monster kills grant +3 experience. You know what? I think I'm going to stick with what I have on already. I'm not particularly interested.
That creature will die. My strides grow longer.
My strides grow longer. My legs are strong. Blah, 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 blah. Man. There's nothing more, more invigorating than spending your Sunday evening doing taxes and working through forms, and then realizing that, you know, the automated system that you're hoping to work with just doesn't really fix up stuff as well as you thought it would. Welcome and greetings, one and all. My dear chat. Gravebuster. I like how there are these small achievements to finish. I'm also a completionist. Like, there's no point in me continuing to search the wildlands as thoroughly as I am. I could just rush things. It's entirely legitimate to try and rush things, but, you know, it's something about, like, exploring the entirety of what I have here. Also, I'm realizing just how uninteresting it is to level up and not have any points to spend. Is this your first playthrough of the story? No, I bought this game whenever it was brand new 10 years ago. Like, I was one of those people moaning and groaning about the always online aspect of it and how it was unnecessary and it caused all these problems. But I bought the DLC for this like long after it had come out and I never played it. So instead of being like, oh, I don't really remember the story from 10 years ago, but I'm just gonna leap into the DLC with my old character, I was like, you know what? After the fun of the Diablo IV beta, I'm gonna fire this up and I'm gonna play through the main story again, get reacquainted with everything going on, and then we're gonna hit the DLC and see what the hell the story is, what the conclusion is. Because if I'm not mistaken, like I won't say what it is for anybody who's watching, you know. But I do vaguely recall the surprise, quote-unquote, twist of the way that the main game ends. And it's pretty clear that, like, it was necessary to play through the... It was pretty clear that they had the DLC's story planned out from the get-go, so... So, chat, did you know that I have a fancy pants camera? Ooh, I got a helm. Yeah, needing to be online for the single-player portion of the game makes no sense. No, it doesn't. But at the exact same time... Like, here's the deal. I don't want to excuse it, but I can, at the exact... But I also want to say that I understand what they're trying to do. And I don't agree what they were trying to do with this game. And I don't really agree what they're doing with Diablo IV. But the fact of the matter... I hate it. Like, I really hate it, but it's becoming increasingly just a thing with a lot of games out there. Like, the concept of single-player games that are offline, I don't want to say that that's shrinking. I want to say that the concept of single-player games that are always online is a growing idea. And I think that that's the better way to phrase it, because, like, you have to have the resources for it. And the only games that are really going to do always online... ooh, what's this?
My studies indicate that a high-level cleric of the Zakarum named Akan began to sense the corruption that was eating away at the heart of his faith. He knew this corruption would eventually destroy his beloved church, and that he must take action. After much prayer, Akan hit upon the idea of an order of crusaders.
You mean not the one you're using now to show off your fancy wall pants? Yeah, not the ones that I'm using right now to show off my fancy wall pants. Which, you know, I'll just take the opportunity to remind everybody that you can always redeem enough channel points, or if you wanted to be super spicy, you could always donate me a hundo all at once. Nobody will ever do that. If you want to know what the hundo does, just ask. Anyways. I gotta say though, those wall pants up there, they're fancy. They're fancy, they're amazing, they're wonderful.
I must wait to use that ability.
I'm so disappointed. I'm not finding better magic pants. Oh, hello. Found something freaking amazing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What the... Okay, well. Hello, Zouchin. How are you doing? But yes, I have a fancy camera, specifically meant for taking just, you know, like, normal pictures. You exist? That's that's a very bold move. I mean, do you have any clue what type of an effect that will have on your life? Existing?
Itar has raised me to new heights.
Reusable pants. Holy crap, I've just been using the disposable ones this whole time. Just right-click it, it takes about 2 seconds. So I can actually identify without having to go back to town. That's nice. like, identifiable items, I get the impetus behind why they existed in the game, but, like, there's really no good reason to have them. So, like, I mean, what can I say? Diablo basically established the genre of game that I'm playing right now back in 96. So, was it 98 when it came out? I can't remember. Woohoo! Like these? Ah, Cortex. Nobody clicks on that link anymore. But yes, like those. In fact, I might be referring to those specifically. So... Alright, do we have anything new to equip? It's definitely better. Can't really argue with that. Man, actually finding yellows in this game, it's different. Because I remember how, like, whenever this game launched, their main focus was the real money auction house. So, like, what they did was their intention was like, okay, we're going to turn item spawns way, way, way down. So, like, the good item, like, items didn't spawn very fast. And which, as a result, meant that, like, the really good stuff almost never spawned. So... like, you play so long, and basically nothing but utter junk would drop, you know? Alright, I think I've completely... cleared this, this area. I don't have to be as thorough as I am right now, but it's just the way that I play, you know? So, coming back to this game so much later down the line, like, it's weird seeing good stuff drop in it because of the way that it was just like it's the game did, like, the way that they were trying to wield random generation in this game was so predatory whenever it came out. So seeing that it changed and they're like, okay, well, we can't do predatory practices like that. What we have to do instead is load the game up with tons of, like, cosmetic items that you have to purchase, you know, with real money. And I can see the groundwork for that in Diablo IV as well, which is still bothersome. If you wanted the good stuff, you basically had to be pretty rich. Yeah, you had to spend money on the real world auction house. And the whole point was that you not only had to spend money at the real money auction house, but the items were only generated by users, which meant that like rarity was still directly tied to availability, or the rarity was still driven by the user base. But every single virtual item bought or sold, Blizzard got a cut of it. You know, it was so absurdly predatory, and it's like there are all sorts of ways. Like, and it's 10 years later, right? We can see the way that greedy publishers. I never want to say greedy developers. I never think that it's the developers who are being greedy with their game, or at least it's less frequent for the greedy party to be developers. Basically, like, I feel like, ooh, Gravedigger.
When King Leoric came to court, he brought many nobles with him, and nobles, oddly enough, want noble crypts. So I showed up with my shovel, thinking to make easy profit by digging a few holes. Ha! There's no stopping their demands around here. Now, I eat, sleep, and breathe dirt, it seems.
Yeah, it was a different game back then. Loot 2.0 helped a lot. There was such an outcry over the real money auction house that Blizzard finally said, fine, I guess we can get rid of the real money auction house. And everybody was, like, even if you weren't going back to play the game, everybody was basically of the same position. It's like, good. You never should have put it in the game in the first place. You know what's funny? Every single time I play a game that sends, like, oh so frequently, whenever I go down into dungeons in games, the first thing that I think about are dungeons in Morrowind, and how for a very brief moment, I'm like, oh man, I should be playing Morrowind instead.
Demons have been known to devour their own young when no other nourishment is available. Their offspring, the imps, sometimes manage to flee and band together with other demon spawn. They rove in vicious packs, ready to descend upon the unwary traveler and rip his body to shreds with their tiny needle-sharp teeth.
But, like, you know, it's a decade on. You can see the way that companies have figured out that they can basically further monetize video games. So it's no longer, here's a game, buy it and play it. You know, like, that's not good enough for a lot of companies anymore. It's like, okay, we can't just sell you a game that you play. We have to figure out how to get more money out of you while you play this game. And it's been shown pretty clearly that one of the most effective methods is literally to just monetize cosmetics, you know? Cosmetics it's this weird middle ground where it's like, well, it doesn't have a numbers effect on the gameplay, but it's got this whole social aspect, so we have to build a social aspect into the game so that you feel compelled to spend money to get your hands on the cosmetics, you know? Real money for cosmetics is still bad, but I think that's more okay money, more okay than money for actual loot. Like, if you, it's pretty clear at this point that in general gamers and anybody who plays video games are like, yeah, okay, we are not okay with a quote-unquote pay-to-win system. If it is a pay-to-win system, then your game is trash. And there are some games out there, most of them are pretty much on the mobile market, that actually follow that system, where it's like, no, you you have to pay to win. So, I'm not saying that that doesn't exist, but in general, like, that's more or less been deemed not a way to create a successful game, you know?
A trap. This magic will not break me. Only a little longer. My understanding grows.
Jailer of Souls. Like the entire argument of cosmetics don't matter is entirely untrue, and it's a lie, you know. Saying that cosmetics don't matter is fundamentally...
My strides grow longer.
Oh, cool. It did actually drop a bunch of stuff. Yes, okay. Jesus. Fuck off, jeez. Stop flashing a bit. Fuck off! God! Okay, so. Blinding flash or dashing strike. Quickly dash and strike enemies. I think I like this better. Cool. Inventory. Oh, that's far better than what I'm wearing. That's better too. It's not really any good. Not in comparison to what I already have. It is a single-player game, even with a full multiplayer added element. Under no circumstances should you be charged extra for the game. Screw cosmetics. People will always want to look cool, and that's the statement. That's the whole point. It's like, it's just cosmetic is a bad argument for the simple reason that it's like, no, like, it just because it doesn't have a numbers effect on the game doesn't mean that you aren't intrinsically trying to... We as humans, and not necessarily just as humans, but also in regard, a lot of our society is boiled down to numbers, and that's how you end up with the whole system of like, well, I mean, should we really like implement this safety procedure? Like, how much will it cost if some people die and we get sued? Like, which one is cheaper? You know, so very, very much can be boiled down to just simply cost and expense and numbers like that. Okay, so the fundamental argument of it's just cosmetic is the idea that, oh, the value has no, like, you can't put that in a numbers value, you know? You can't put numbers on how much you want to be how much you want to look cool whenever you're in a crowd of people, you know? Because there's no numbers for like looking cool. So that means that it's okay for us to sell you stuff that looks cool, you know? And it's this whole equation where it's like on one side of it, like when it comes to gear, you can't have too many numbers. That's the best way to put it. You can't have two numbers on both sides of the equation. If you have numbers
the crown
on...
is not here. I must search one of the other crypts.
Right. If you have numbers on one side, on both sides of the equation, there's a problem, okay? So it's like, okay, the numbers for this item directly translate into, you know, like damage or something in the game. That's where the numbers are allowed to be. So the other side of the equation is you do not have to pay for this. It's just part of the game. The alternative route of that is this item has zero impact on how the game actually plays. Therefore, the numbers can be on the other side of the equation of, oh, therefore, this can cost money, you know? If you put numbers on both sides of the equation, all of a sudden people start to get angry because it's like, numbers actually affecting the game and you're gonna make me pay for it? That's not okay, type thing. In the long term, safety should be implemented regardless of cost, so long as it isn't prohibited. Well, yes. So long as it isn't prohibitive. I mean, you say that, I would argue that safety should be implemented even when it is prohibitive. That's how we ended up with the East Palestine derailment in Ohio, where there's been so much toxic chemical spill there that it's completely destroyed the local economy. Or, well, it's tainted the town. Nobody, like, nobody's gonna want to live there anymore, you know? The worst offender I know of is Deus Ex Mankind Divided. They charge you for praxis points, ability points. Yeah, I seem to recall that was something that you could actually do with the game. Do you wish to travel to the entrance of the current dungeon? Okay, cool. Go back. I'm going to have to take a break here and use the necessities. This is another thing that I hate about this, like, always online aspect. It's like, dude, what if I want to pause? And, like... But you can't. You can't pause these games. So... I was more thinking if it's prohibitive to... if it's prohibitive, go to what you can afford, but don't go over. Haha.
I can't believe he left you with no music. What is it? What is going through this boy's head? Chat, I am so sorry. It is the mistress. Hello, Zhao Chen. I hope you're all having a great start to your week. I mean, you know, it's Monday. Fingers crossed, things are... He left us with in-game music. It's not enough. Hello, Darkwing and Davian. I hope we're all doing okay. I hope you're enjoying your spring and or fall, depending on where you are in the world. Because, boy, it's getting pretty... We had to turn our air conditioner on today because it's going to get hot enough to warrant it. I hate early spring where I am. I'm so sorry. Like, I hate spring because my allergies take off. Mother Nature is fucking indecisive. Yeah, she really is. Yeah, it's supposed to get to like 86 today, and I'm very sad about that.
Well, look at you.
Hello, Strife.
My microphone.
You left them without music.
There's the... Oh, that's right. I click out of the game.
Yeah, you click out of the game. It was kind of silent.
Sorry.
Okay, here you go. You have to pay the kiss toll by chat.
Up, go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Do you want your door closed?
Yes, please.
Okay. Love you.
I don't have the energy to deal with Ratchet right now.
Okay. Sit the fuck down. I love you.
Jeez. Someone's all wound up. Ugh. All right, I have returned. All right. What am I doing? So, Eli, I have questions for you. I believe it was you who suddenly was checking out the whatchamacallit. There was a word. I swear there was a word. It was you who brought up the wish list. Why would you do such a thing?
You're the one who saved Cain. You must help us survive the Skeleton King, too.
I was looking for a butt-shaped mug for you. A butt-shaped mug. Well, not quite the same as being someone purchasing something that covers my butt. Okay, my friend.
I bring grim tidings. Your apprentice is dead.
Fool boy. Hope for the worst and you will not be disappointed. Thank you for the news.
Hedrig's grandfather.
I wish to hear more of your grandfather, King Leoric's Chancellor.
Not much to tell. I lived with my father in Chaldeum at the time. We heard that my grandfather stayed in Tristram until the end, trying to save lives. Don't know if he succeeded, but there it is. When the Skeleton King fell, my grandfather was dying from a sword wound. He had the crown sealed with him to keep it safe.
It pleases me to hear the story. Your grandfather was a good man, and surely the gods smile upon him.
All right, let's go back. Cemetery of the Forsaken. A butt-shaped mug is a pretty good idea. I mean, it's not a bad idea. But what's more interesting, a butt-shaped mug or a butt-shaped butt?
I will bring that down.
The tragedies in these lands have left many restless spirits in their wake, and they demand retribution. These spirits will
Not
take
enough
out their
spirit.
vengeance on any unsuspecting individual who may pass, for they believe that the blood of the living will yet restore the lives that were ripped away from them.
A butt-shaped butt? Preposterous. Aha! There is where you would be wrong. Where's Momo's peach emote when you need it? You could always use my tip emote. That's an option. It's just one... It's just one small subscription away to... I like how some people, like, they never notice until, like, way later that there is an actual symbol on the butt of my butt emote. Of my, well, I say butt emote. It's more of a tip emote than anything else, but... You keep bringing those pics up, Eli. Nobody clicks on them anymore. I dare you to actually go through and check out what's there. I always thought it was a heart cutout. It is a heart, but it's not a cutout. It's an actual symbol. Oh dear. Okay. Well, didn't expect to find the stairs down yet. We got to go back. It's time to go back. It's kind of strange being a monk and using staffs instead of fist weapons. Feels a little bit wrong, in all honesty. But no, it's not a cutout. Though I would absolutely love to have a pair with a cutout on the back, just for my own personal collection, or for decoration on the wall behind me. You know. I mean, speaking of decoration on the wall, like I've got a Ooh, hello. I found some knuckles here. I like how my yellow javelin is the most trashy weapon I have. Heart keyhole panties. Yes! Yes, exactly. Two-handed. Okay, yeah. I'm not messing with that. Okay. Looks... Ooh. I always pry up these loose stones and there's never anything underneath. But yes, like you said, Davian, heart keyhole panties. I would totally accept them, and I would model them in a heartbeat. Get it? Heartbeat, heart keyhole. Yep. Huh? Huh? Actually, is it a keyhole if it's on the back? I feel like keyhole is supposed to be something on the front side.
The clown is near.
Oh, did I find the actual location? When did I change my name to Davian? I'm just getting names and statements mixed up. I apologize. I'm sorry, Eli. Also, I'm sorry to you too, Davian.
The unburied are formed from human corpses that were flung into mass graves without a proper burial. This hideous amalgamation of bodies decomposes together into one being, bound by some foul magic. For all my knowledge, I could only flee from it, and I would expect any other sensible person to do the same.
It's the key for your whole Strife. Well, unfortunately, nobody's ever delivered me a key for my hole. The one person who did try, they sent it along with an Xbox Pro controller, and then neither of them ever showed up to my doorstep. So, you know, my nights are still lonely and unfilled. Specifically, you know, the nights whenever I'm, you know, camming my way to a fortune or something. Alright, you know what? Let's go grab this. So I've been trying to gently hint, but that link for picks has actually been updated. And if you click on it, you will actually get something new. So...
No, I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
Cool. I can return via town portal, but I don't have to. Let's check out the rest of this place, see if there's anything worth collecting or looting or whatever. Because what I would like to do is explore that one last crypt that's here. There were 3 crypts that I had to go through, that I had to potentially search, and I found it on the second go, so... What's this? Oh, right, cool. That's fantastic. Let's go back to the dungeon entrance. So, you know, if you have any interest in taking a look, I'd be keenly interested in your opinions of what le photograph looks like. What opinion of the photograph is. Whoops. Okay, so I've already been through this one. Was it this one over here that I hadn't been through? Yeah, this is the one that I haven't been through.
I crave a good fight. My understanding grows.
Holy crap, man. I'm cleaning up in here. Question is, how deep does this little dungeon go? It is kind of nice to give a new try to you know, like one of these loot greed dungeon crawlers again. The last one that I like really thoroughly played and super enjoyed was probably the Book of Demons. Book of Demons was fantastic, a very very casual type of game. Oh my. Yeah, okay, someone actually looked at the... I didn't think that anybody would actually click at some point. I was trying to be coy for the most part, but... a bit of extra work went into the picture change, so. Yeah, the chachos. First hint of the update link was the Nightbot now says, "Oh my." Yeah, but at the same time, whenever people don't say anything, I'm like, oh, I guess nobody even bothers, you know. I just like without feedback, I have no way to know, especially in the middle of stream. So. So it's always good to know that the extra work put in was worth it. I'm typically doing other things while I listen to streams. Well, I mean, everybody's different. To each their own, I guess, is the best way for me to put it. You know. Because what I'm wearing in that picture, I'm wearing 3 different things in that picture. And the only thing that I was quote-unquote supposed to wear was the fishnet. The body stocking was the only thing that I was quote-unquote supposed to wear. That's two-handed. +7 movement speed, +4 dexterity. Alright, let's go back to Tristram. I guess at the end of the day, as long as everybody...
Some brand new goods you might be interested in.
As long as you know how to get to the pictures if you're interested, that's what matters the most. I think it's a very nice ensemble. I was told very explicitly that this one is of a little bit of a different caliber, specifically because it seems like there's intention behind what I'm wearing as opposed to just having thrown something on. I think I took like 100 pictures too whenever I was doing that, so...
You found the crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Ah, it needs repair. Should be no problem. It's good to work again. There. New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more than making spades to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean something.
As you should. You will craft for me weapons with which to carry out my sacred duty. I am surprised to see you working so soon after your wife's passing.
There's no point in hiding my face in a pillow. You need weapons, I make weapons. Work needs getting done.
I find your devotion admirable, and the quality of your work is impressive. We will speak again.
When can we get pics of Tev in a witch doctor suit? Whenever the community decides to draw her as such. Howdy, Strife. I just got out of work. Thank you for your picture, by the way. Yes, yes, Sarah. Like we were just having a discussion about this in chat here. The pic link has been updated. You can find the pic by typing in !pics here on the channel. But I did specifically DM it to you because it was like, oh well, you know, Sarah was the one who who gifted the item in the first place, it makes sense to send the picture along with the thank you note. So. Oh, you know what? I just remembered something. Oops. That's an odd achievement for me to have, to be honest. Got comfort streamer to wear sexy stuff. I mean, you know, I'm more comfortable with wearing those things and like taking specifically taking pictures. I won't lie. Whenever I was doing the photo shoot for it, like I went through three camera batteries during the photo session. So but yeah, I went through three different batteries for my camera during the photo session, and it was there are some extremely spicy pictures that came out of it. I actually there are various. What's in that picture was not what I initially chose to wear, you know? Like, I put everything together and I was like, okay, this is probably a reasonably good ensemble. There we go. This is probably the best ensemble that I can make out of this, but at the same time, there are various images where it's like, oh, well, there's me just with the net on, you know? And you can see things. I don't know if I'll ever have the comfort and or confidence to make those images available. I would probably make that like a paid thing if I was to ever do that. But like once it got down to it, I was having a lot of fun with taking 1.5 million pictures. And editing them is a bit of a chore, but you know, as you might imagine, like I don't do anything special. I basically I make certain to kind of add a little bit of depth to it by blurring out the background and then increasing saturation on the focus and all that stuff. So
I have the crown. Where is the Skeleton King?
At last. With it, you can unlock the sealed door in the room where you rescued me and enter the royal crypts. When you find the Skeleton King, place the crown atop his head and destroy him.
The Skeleton King lies at the heart of the imbalance in this land. I will end his reign and find the fallen star.
What else do we have going on here? Any new books? Hey, there's a new book.
I wish that Leia could live a different life, a more normal life. But alas, such is not her fate. When I pass, there is none but her to continue my work, and the future of this world hangs in the balance.
Good to know it was fun. I mean, it's nice to get comfortable with yourself and have you know, just enjoy yourself in new and different ways.
The news continues to worsen. How can you continue to wade into the fray with nary a thought for your own safety? It is madness.
It is my duty, sworn to the gods.
For many years, villagers were too afraid to settle near the ruins of the cursed town Tristram. But as time went by, adventurers arrived to loot the old cathedral, and their business was profitable enough that new Tristram sprang up to accommodate them. Fewer travelers visit now, though, and the town is mostly populated by craftsmen and farmers.
Will Leoric's spirit never rest? Why was he cursed so?
Was it the Skeleton King meant to be cleared out the old town and rescued Deckard Cain?
So, you know, I think I'm increasingly in a position where it's like, well, you know what? If
Ooh, hey, so this is how it ends? They dragged my cart from the road, but for what? I can't get it repaired. Might as well dig a hole and die in it.
Give up then, or live for a better day.
Bless you for saving Deckard Cain. I don't know what Leo would do, what any of us would do if Cain were truly lost.
Okie dokie. So, like, just my comfort level has gone up so much. I think I'm increasingly of a position where it's like, okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna, like, I might actually take more pictures with more of the stuff that's already been purchased for me in the past, and then I think I might actually go through the trouble of I might even say, you know what? Anything else that's purchased for me, I'll go ahead and make use of that stuff as well. So, greetings, Ignis. Welcome to the stream. You walked in on a bit of a conversation. And I'm not saying any of this to try and encourage people to, like, spend money or anything. I'm specifically saying it because it's just like, no, like, this is... I think that this is just, like, where I'm at now. Like...
I crave a good fight. It is not ready yet.
Gotta go, adulthood calls. I understand what that's like. Like, I gotta get back to work today. I'm not particularly interested in doing it either. But hey, have a good rest of your day, and hope to see you next stream. How are you doing, Ignis? How was your weekend and everything? It's good to see you once more. Want to hear something fun from my workday, Stripe? Yeah, sure. Lay it on me, Sarah. Trying to get it right. I'm really bad with names, but I'm doing my best to get everything right. Like, one of the main things that I focus on. Probably the reason why I'm so bad with pronouns as well. pronouns are something that I struggle with. And I think it's because they occupy the same space in my brain. Just like, you're bad with names, you're bad with pronouns. That's just the way that it works. So... My weekend was fine. Been busy with uni. Ah, I see. I understand what it's like to be busy with uni.
The storm breaks!
I play with my unicorn often as well. Got a ring. Hello, Wriggle's Lantern. Have you been here before? I don't recognize your name. Oh man, have you ever like rolled out of bed and gotten dressed and only looked in the mirror later to realize that you accidentally like kind of like reasonably well, or maybe even better than reasonably well, coordinated your outfit for the day? Because that's what happened to me. Like I was not thinking about what I was wearing. I just kind of put on what was around. And then, like, I looked in the mirror whenever I went to grab some coffee, and I was like, "Oh, like I accidentally coordinated my outfit today, surprisingly well. Holy moly!" Just been a lurker for literally years. Well, well.
It was Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement, and sent us off to die.
That will die. I need spirit. My understanding grows.
Woohoo! Level up again. If you've been a lurker for many years, then the first thing I want to do is apologize for the utter and complete filth that I've forced you to watch. And second of all, I want to say thank you for living through all of the filth and enjoying it, because you wouldn't come back if you didn't, if it really bothered you. Anyways, okay, Sarah. Anyways, I'm working part-time at a supermarket, and today an old lady came in with a 5-kilogram bag of flour and a plastic bag. Flour is €6 and the bag 10 cents. I tell her and she gives me the 10 cents. I ask for the €6 and she looks at me with the most shocked expression. What do you mean €6? Little lady thought it was the 1800s and flour cost only 10 cents. Oh, jeez.
When we returned from our horrific defeat in Westmarch, my beloved king lost all pretense of sanity. He seethed with rage, spitting curses upon us as traitors. With great sorrow, I ran him through.
Oh dear. I mean, like, it's always interesting. It's like, okay, so it's always interesting whenever someone who's older and lived in a very different era ends up having to really go face to face with how expensive things have gotten. It's a little bit like the classic story of, like, you know, oh, like the boomer is just telling me to, you know, go in and demand to see the manager and insist that they need that they need a job. You know, it's like that's all you have to do. You just have to walk in to the actual location.
I will not accept this. It's not my time to die.
But, you know, it's like, oh, well, this is how it always worked whenever I was young. And, you know, like, you're not a good worker. And then they, for whatever reason, they have to, they find themselves in the same situation that they've been giving bad advice for. And just watching the realization for such people, you know? It is something else. Ooh. We used to have lira before euros. Ooh, really? Wow, that is a very, very nice chest piece that I just found. That's right. So, like, what was it? You've got, wasn't it, okay, so the British have pounds sterling. The French used to have francs. There was also, like, Danish kroner. I didn't know that, what is it, Italian? Lira. Like the different names of currency is, like, it's always fascinating to me.
The storm breaks.
And it's also fascinating whenever, like, that's always been the thing that I found the most interesting about Europe before the Eurozone was basically put in place. It's like, yeah, we have one unified currency, and which is fantastic for trade and everything, but before then it's like all of the currencies had a different name, you know? And that really fascinated me, because very frequently now you will run into a situation where it's like, well, yeah, they have their version of the dollar, you know? Which is like, if you go to Canada, you're not getting, you know, like, you're not getting anything like skins or bucks, or like there's no formal name other than Canadian dollar. So, like, it's a little bit boring whenever you find out that another country's name for their currency is country name followed by the word dollar, you know? And, I mean, just don't get angry at me for it, but it's just, I find it to be less interesting than, like, oh, you go to Mexico and they do business in pesos. You go to the UK and they do business in pounds, you know? I always find it fun and interesting. And as good as the euro has been for trade across Europe, it's just like, oh man, I kind of miss all the different currency names. It's entirely romantic, my statement and everything, so. 50 lira. Lira is 0.03 euro. Man. Honestly, Italy got fucked over by euro. Everything became a lot more expensive because of it. Man. The change of currency changeover is never simple, and it's always complicated and a mess.
I will forever live in anguish for my last attempt to honor my king. As we lay him to rest in his burial chamber, he manifested as a hideous skeletal demon. Gorash and my other knights were overcome at once, but I fought on.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, where the hell am I supposed to be going? Oh, up here. Okay. Says that's not good, immediately kills it with ease 3 seconds later. Hey, listen. Like, I can say that things aren't good and then, like, have it be a complete and total cakewalk. There's no rules about this stuff.
Maintain your incantations. He will soon...
Ave Magistros.
Your magic is weakening.
I am free!
Now, back to my mission.
Who are you?
You will know soon enough. Help me find my gear. I will reward you well. Tell me, what brought you to this infernal place?
I must destroy the Skeleton King.
Then our aims align.
I can go look at some old comics I collected. A Mickey Mouse Gazette from '78 worth 500 lira. Liar. I don't know how to pronounce that. I feel like I'm saying it wrong consistently.
I will bring that down.
The cultists dragged me past this glowing pit. What made it?
I've come here to find out.
Lira? Okay.
Down this way. There are my weapons.
He's free! Do not let him rearm!
I am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order.
If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is no reason we should hunt alone.
Agreed. Let us fight together.
I do like the companion system that they came up with for the game. I like working through the stories for each of the individual companions that you have in the game. What's this? Rare belt. I'll take that. $500 lira. It's 0.26 euros. Wow. Now a comic like this costs 350 euro. My god. They don't get in your game like in some others. Yeah. And I mean, like, what can I say? I like the companions in this game. I like the stories that they have as well. So wait a minute, what was in the middle of this over here? Or was there nothing for me? I'm getting there. I might be able to find what's at the bottom of this pit before the stream is over. So now that I've basically expressed that I'm probably going to follow through with more pictures if things are purchased off of the list and whatnot, I do wonder whether or not that will encourage more suggestions for the list. Not necessarily purchase, just suggestions. Sounds like the cost increase for comics in the US. The best thing ever. Inflation. Everybody loves it. Everybody needs it.
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger.
Oh, black magic bars the way. Dude, it's just a couple of spikes. We can just, you know, like, take an axe to it, maybe?
You were a Templar, John Dar. How could you succumb to this coven?
The coven is my brotherhood now, Cormac. The powers we serve will soon rule this world! Please forgive me. My vision was clouded by the Coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be forgiven.
Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine.
Your books have no worth to me. They are yours.
Then onwards we go, to fight the Skeleton King.
Akan gathered the most devout, driven, and martial Zakarum adherents. He taught them to channel the power of light, in the same way that the newly founded paladins were being trained. But these recruits, these crusaders, were given insight into the primal powers of Zakarum in a way no paladin ever was.
A worthy choice.
Intimidate. Enemies that are hit by the Templar. Some provide life regeneration for you and the Templar.
My power grows. fine choice.
So that's 11.4.
Thank you for helping me fight the darkness. To contend with evil is the essence of what it means to be a Templar.
It is a beginning. Balance is the end.
Good thought. This will aid me.
Got you some magic pants and a nice shirt.
Excellent.
Give you a nice fancy belt as well.
Good.
Sorry, it can't be a dancer's belt though.
A good choice.
Those are for me. Dancer belts are just for me. Let's check up. No, I already came through here. Cool. Maybe I was being presumptuous about the possibility of being able to get through this place in time. There's something on brand for your character's mana bar to be white. Just saying. Listen, I build up a reservoir of white stuff, and, you know, if I get really, really happy, I expend it all. Or whenever I get super, super tense.
Break beneath the endless tide! The storm breaks!
So Ignis, if there's something super on brand for my character having a white orb, what are you referring to? Because I know what that off-white color looks like to me, but I don't know what you're referring to.
Ha! A vicious strike!
The light grows stronger within you.
You are defeated!
I was thinking of milk, obviously. Touché. Touché, Ignis.
This fight is over!
Ooh.
And now I wander, cursed by my once beloved king. Evil gnaws at my bones, and I cannot risk putting my beloved Tristram in danger, should I fail to contain that which tears at me. I must venture down into the labyrinth, to die alone.
Feel the wrath of Ytar!
I suppose I have a question that I have to figure... I suppose there's something that I have to figure out in regards to,
I tried to count how many we've killed, but I've lost track.
Ugh. What is that? Some sort of a distortion on the screen. It's gone. It's back again. What the hell is hanging out in this general area over here? You guys see that? Weird. Okay, so here's a question that I could use a little bit of feedback on. I'm not really expecting much of anything for, I'm not expecting much, okay? But I do have the simple question. Power of the blue heck hole? Yes. I suppose that, like, that does make the most sense.
Won't go down easily.
The gods strike through me!
So if I was to do another... If I was to do an image set specifically for the next thing that's coming up, which is my birthday, are there any opinions about what type of outfit should be worn? Again, I'll be surprised if anybody has suggestions or opinions to offer. But if there's anything to be, if there's anything, I'll take it.
The storm breaks!
A birthday suit. Well, I mean, I've already got a picture like that. Don't know that that would be okay to link out, though. Obligatory vote for Strife cosplay? There is something to be said about there being, like, a particular appeal of wearing a sharp suit, you know?
The storm breaks!
Pick up the... Ugh. I do vote for a Strife cosplay. I like how there are so many, like, particularly spicy options, and what is preferred instead is to wear more clothing. When's the day, by the way? My birthday is May 24th. I should be on vacation that week. So, presumably you'll end up getting a stream from me. There's a reasonably high likelihood that if you don't get a stream on the day of my birthday, you'll end up getting like a stream on an adjacent day or something. So like if you wanted to like get me a gift off of the wish list, or if you wanted to like tip me or something, like if there's anything that you would like to do, that would be the time to do it, you know, either in preparation for, or that's when it would happen. Again, I don't expect any of that stuff, but
struck through me.
I think it's important to let people know about these things in the event that they feel generous. So how does Polybridge 2 sound? Well, I mean, I would play it. I haven't played a bridge constructor game in so long. And I'll be honest, whenever it comes to those bridge constructor games, I can't remember how much of it I even bother to play before I kind of get bored with it. I'm not saying that that like bridge construction games are bad. All I'm saying is that like I've had... I don't think I ever finished bridge constructor games.
How are criminals treated in your land?
Often I am sent to find them and punish them.
How odd. In the Order, they're just executed.
God, these fools. Little freaking imps. Look, I already found the stairs down. I don't have to look through any of this. The Templar over here just is incapable of actually hitting the enemy. So I guess there's been at least a decent amount of opinion. I'm gonna have to check audience interest across several streams, but I guess if I do another picture like around my birthday, it's going to be the Templar is normally not this bad. You'd imagine that. Also, greetings, Luna. How are you doing? Did you just show up? If you did, I totally understand. It's just the way that it works sometimes. Just woke up, so yeah, I just got here. Oh, well, hey, good news for you, Luna. I believe it was you who said something to the effect of you keep the picture on your desktop. You know, the Christmas jingle jangle one. How strong is your guy if he can just break a stone altar in a single punch? Well, he is named McPunch. So obviously he has all of the power necessary. Yes, you do. Well, I mean, you might be interested in checking out the exclamation pics link. And let me know what your opinion is. Aha, we got another waypoint. Fantastic. Let's return to Tristram and sell some stuff off. All right, you know what? And my phone doesn't like the link. Hold on. That will happen. Oop. Oh my no. Oh my word, that's the stopping alarm. It won't let me click the 18 plus button. Man. Well, Luna, if you can get that link to some other place that it works for you, good luck. And you know, enjoy. Actually, you know what? Before I stop for the day, because I'm back in town, I'm gonna sort out my inventory and stuff. I'll be right back. We'll chat a little bit more before I end for the day, okay? But just give me a moment. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Okie dokie. So, let's look at what our friend has as well. 11.4 for one-handed. This is better than that.
This will help.
What is this? 13.2? That's a two-handed axe. Oh, looking at the gift list, eh? But it's increasingly likely that I'll make use of a bunch of the stuff that I get off the wish list going forward for photography sessions and whatnot. That's just me getting more comfortable with myself and everything. Okay. I'm freaking torn, man. +1 thorns damage. Like, this legendary helm doesn't do anything for armor. But God, it's like the primary number on it is nowhere near as good. Crown of the Black King. The taint of his madness wafts from the metal, clinging to any jewel that comes near it. Always looking. You know what? We will, wrong type of item for this slot. Oh, it's a monk exclusive item. Okay. Huh. Okay, let's go to my stat. Oh my God, this is a shared stash. I forgot about this. Holy moly. Just put you there. Holy crap. Oh my word. I'm thinking of something. Are you then? The question is, hot damn, I got the new pick for my desktop. Oh. Do you like the view, Luna? I may redraw that pick. Oh my word. Listen, I enjoy showing off, and
I've dug up some new things for you to take a look at.
I enjoy showing off, and I enjoy knowing that people enjoy what I have to show off.
I will use this.
Go ahead and just equip those to my follower here.
Thank you.
Whoops. Oh, very much so. You spoil us, Will. Thank you for the compliment. I took more than 100 pictures whenever I was in the middle of that session. That's actually he's a hot one. I mean, I'm at fault for that pic, so it's not like I can be ashamed of drawing fan art of it. Yes, that is true. I mean, the truth of it is that I had to figure that ensemble out, and I'll point this out. Everything that I'm wearing in that pic was purchased for me by viewers. It's just the stocking is the most the stocking is the newest piece, you know. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and quit the game here, and we're gonna come back to this next time. Don't worry, everyone's enjoying it anyway. But I guess what I'm trying to make point of is that I'm trying to make use of the things that I have been given in the past. So it might be possible for me to, I might go through the trouble of doing more photo shoots with things that I have received in the past. And going forward, I'm going to try to do more photo shoots with things that I get off of the list. So that's like something that I want people to just be aware of and know about. The other part is that like, I don't know, like I'm increasingly comfortable with myself and everything. And I don't know what the likelihood of me actually going through the trouble of this is, but some of those, like, you take more than 100 pictures whenever you're in the middle of doing that type of a photo shoot. Some of them come out particularly spicy because that ensemble is 3 pieces. I wasn't wearing all 3 pieces at every spot during the photo shoot. So maybe at some point, like a more, hey, if you pay, extra, you'll be able to get your hands on this stuff, type situation. If you pay, maybe you'll be able to get more pics that are a little bit more showy, if you will. I'm not entirely certain. I mean, I also wore a completely different set that I don't know how I feel about putting that out there as well. But there are things that I can do that I'm increasingly just kind of okay with doing and not really all that concerned about whether or not I should be doing it, I guess you could say I'm coming around to that position in my life where I'm like, shit happens and you do what you do, and I'm not going to be worried about something as ridiculous as being shameful, if you will. I mean, I grew up in a puritanical like household, so it's good to have confidence and feel good in your body. Exactly. And that's the reason why I'm thinking about it. But I guess what my main I guess the takeaway that I want everybody to have is that, if you're interested in that type of stuff, let me know. Okay? Like, say something, leave comments wherever you can about it. Like, I don't know if you can leave comments on the pictures and everything. It's available, and there's a chance that you're seeing this whenever you're like live watching right now. Saying something out loud would be nice, but at the same time, if there's a comment section where you can say something in the event, because I'm working on having a VOD channel together. Okay, I'm working on having a VOD channel so that like there's an archive of the streams and whatnot that you can go to and watch. And if you're watching this there, then you know about it. Okay, and it's like, yeah, go ahead, leave a comment or something. Like, say so, because if more spicy imagery is something that you would be willing to actually pay for, say so. Because I'm increasingly up to a point where it's like, no, I kind of like doing this. I like the spectacle of it. And if you're interested in that, say so. Because it's only through knowing that people want more of that stuff that I'm actually going to engage with it. And the other part of the takeaway is, I promise that whatever you get, you need that feedback to pursue it, basically. You know what? Yeah, there you go. That basically sums everything up perfectly. I need the feedback to actually go through pursuing it, because there are other things that I can do that are more likely to, that I know that there's an existing model around that I can have some amount of success with. Doing something new is like, I got to test the waters, etc. And of course, the other part of the takeaway is that things purchased off of the wish list, I'm going to try and use them in the future. I'm not explicitly trying to tell people to suggest things or purchase anything. I am just making it clear that that is something that you're going to get with the package deal. Going forward, I'm going to try to do more of that. So, if it interests you. Anyways, that's everything that I have to say about that. So let's go ahead and total up the squats that I have today, and let's get this stream over with, shall we? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 squats today. All right, so we've got, didn't mean to tap the microphone there. We've got 35 squats. To those of you who are going to check out Sarah, that is 40 squats. at least I got to see the pick. Worth it for that alone. And if I'm able, I would indeed support paying to see more picks. Also excited about VOD's channel coming. Yeah, I gotta figure out the whole process of setting up a separate YouTube channel, and like there's just so much technical behind the scenes stuff about like linkage and association and all that stuff. So it's a process. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. You have been a wonderful and a lovely audience. I will see all of you again at noon U.S. Central Time on Saturday. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay happy, stay healthy, and maybe we will have some more 7 Days to Die next weekend.